Welcome to the channel. You're not here by accident. You're here because something inside you refuses to settle. Something within you knows there is more to become, more to create, more to live for. This moment is not just another video. This is a wake-up call to the most powerful force you've been given, your imagination. What if I told you that your mind is not just a tool for memory, but the very blueprint of your destiny? What if I told you that the life you desire, the abundance you dream about, the fulfillment you long for, is already within you, waiting to be brought into reality by a power that has been hidden in plain sight? This is the power of visualization, not daydreaming, not wishful thinking, but a focused, intentional, and strategic mental science that the most successful people throughout history have quietly mastered. Napoleon Hill called it the theater of the mind, where thoughts become things and belief becomes flesh. In the next few minutes, you're going to enter a new world, one where you'll learn not only the science behind this hidden power, but exactly how to harness it, step by step. You'll hear my personal story, where I started, what changed, and how visualization turned a lifeless routine into a purpose-driven life. You'll understand how your brain rewires itself to match the images you repeatedly feed it. And you'll walk away with tools you can start using tonight to begin manifesting the life you've always felt was meant for you. But before we begin, I invite you to pause for a moment. Breathe. This is the beginning of something real, a journey not of fantasy, but of conscious creation. So if this resonates with something deep within you, if it feels like a spark has been lit just hearing these words, then I want you to do two things. Subscribe to this channel, because this is just the beginning. And when this message speaks to your soul, share it with someone who's lost in the fog and needs to be reminded of their power. Now, get ready, because what you're about to hear has the power to change everything. Let's begin. You have the power to create your own reality. It's not just a poetic idea whispered in the shadows of self-help books. It is a proven mental technique, a discipline, a strategy, a law. And once you understand how to apply it, once you truly harness the power of visualization, your life will never be the same again. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to awaken you, to show you what happens when you stop living passively, when you stop reacting to life, and instead start designing it. There's a phrase that changed my life: whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Napoleon Hill didn't say that for inspiration. He said it because it's a universal law. I was once stuck, drifting, waking up with no fire, no sense of purpose, just numb repetition. I'd look around and feel like I was watching other people live while I was merely existing. I'd scroll past success, scroll past inspiration, scroll past greatness, feeling more and more distant from it. Then I read Hill, and something shifted, not in the world around me, but in the world within me. He taught me that the first creation always happens in the mind, that what we hold in thought with clarity and intensity will begin to materialize in the outer world, first in opportunities, then in circumstances, then in reality. That's when I began visualizing, not occasionally, not casually, but deliberately, relentlessly. And what happened next felt like stepping into another dimension. So let me guide you through the same journey that changed mine. Let's begin where all creation begins, the mind's canvas. The mind's canvas. Your imagination is not a playground. It is a blueprint. It is the place where your future is sculpted in real time. Everything you see in the physical world, every building, every business, every invention, once existed only in someone's mind. That's not magic, that's law. Visualization is the act of mentally rehearsing the life you want until your brain accepts it as your new reality. But most people never do this. They visualize only what they fear. They obsess over lack. They reimagine their failures over and over again, and then wonder why those things keep repeating. Your mind doesn't care whether you feed it dreams or nightmares. It will manifest whichever story you burn into its circuitry. And that's where Hill's genius becomes undeniable. He knew that thoughts are causes and conditions are effects. When you close your eyes and vividly see yourself living your ideal future, feeling it, smelling it, hearing it, you activate more than imagination, you activate creation. Visualization is not passive. It's not closing your eyes and hoping for the best. It's seeing what you want with so much clarity, so much emotion, that your subconscious mind starts accepting it as real and begins guiding your actions accordingly. It programs your behavior, it influences your decisions, it shapes your vibration, and little by little your external world starts catching up. This is why Hill placed definiteness of purpose above everything, because without a vision you're drifting, and a drifting mind is a powerless mind. But a focused mind, that's a weapon. The power of visualization. So how does this actually work? Let's bring it from philosophy to neuroscience. Because the bridge between Hill's teachings and modern science is stronger than most people realize. Your brain is designed to adapt. It's called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself based on experience and thought. Every time you visualize a future scenario with emotion and repetition, your brain begins creating neural pathways that mirror that experience. It's as if you are already living it. That's why athletes visualize themselves winning championships before they ever step on the field. It's why top performers rehearse their success mentally before it manifests physically. But here's the twist. You don't need external proof to start. You don't need money in your account to visualize wealth. You don't need recognition to visualize influence. You don't need freedom yet to train your mind to live as if you already are free. This is the difference between the masses and the masters. The masses wait to believe. The masters believe first, and then their world follows. Your brain cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. It treats them the same. Which means when you visualize success repeatedly, with clarity and emotional intensity, you are literally training your nervous system to operate as if that success is already unfolding. And that makes your actions bolder, your mindset sharper, your energy more magnetic. You start noticing opportunities you used to overlook. You start attracting people you were once invisible to. You start becoming inevitable. The blueprint of the future. You're not painting a fantasy. You're drafting your future with conscious intention. So here's your first challenge. Get specific. Vague desires create vague results. Don't say, I want to be successful. Say, I want to build a business that generates $100K a month while serving a cause I believe in. Don't say, I want to be happy. Say, I want to wake up every morning next to someone I love, grateful to do work that matters. The clearer your vision, the faster your mind begins building the map. If you don't define the picture, your subconscious mind won't know what to chase. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Close your eyes and live it now. And most importantly, feel it. Visualization without emotion is just a daydream. But when you add emotion, you inject life into the blueprint. You turn paper into potential, and potential into power. Now that you understand the science and spiritual force behind visualization, it's time to bring your inner world into your outer space. We painted the vision in your mind. Now let's anchor it into your reality. This is where the vision board comes in. Not as a cute decoration or some trendy Pinterest project, but as a sacred tool, a map, a portal to the future that you are designing. Why is this important? Because the subconscious mind is visual by nature. It responds more powerfully to images than to words. And the more you surround yourself with the images of the life you want, the faster your subconscious will accept that life as inevitable. That's not woo-woo, that's psychology. Step 1. Identify your vision. Don't just cut out magazine pictures at random. Start by sitting in silence. Close your eyes and ask yourself, what do I want to create in this life? Who do I want to become? What legacy do I want to leave behind? What emotions do I want to feel on a daily basis? How do I define success? Not by the world's standards, but by my soul's. This is your vision, yours, not your parents', not society's, not your past self's idea of what's possible. Let go of practicality for a moment. This is not the time to be realistic. This is the time to be honest. Now break it down into areas: financial abundance, health and vitality, relationships and connection, purpose and career, travel and experience, spiritual alignment. For each area, find one image that symbolizes your highest ideal. A photo of your dream home, a plane ticket to your dream destination, a snapshot of the lifestyle you feel in your bones you were meant to live. These images are not decorations, they are blueprints. Each picture is a seed of your future planted in your present. Step 2, add words with power words. Carry frequency. And when you combine visual images with affirmative language, you create emotional anchors. So don't just glue pictures. Add phrases like, I am the architect of my destiny. Abundance flows to me with ease. I am worthy of everything I dream of. My actions align with my highest vision. These are not lies. These are reminders of the truth that society made you forget. Affirmations aren't about tricking your mind. They're about reclaiming control of your internal narrative. Hill knew this. He said, faith is a state of mind that may be induced or created by affirmation or repeated instructions to the subconscious mind. You're not waiting for change, you are programming it every day. Step 3, place your vision where you live. This board doesn't belong in a drawer. It belongs where you will see it every single day, next to your bed, in your workspace, on your bathroom mirror, wherever your eyes naturally land. Because repetition is the mother of transformation. The more often you see your vision, the more often your subconscious will feel the emotional charge of that vision. That's when things begin to shift, subtly at first, then unmistakably. You'll begin to notice patterns, people showing up at the right time, random events that feel too aligned to be accidents, decisions flowing with clarity, inner resistance dissolving. This is what Hill meant when he said, the universe conspires in your favor once you've made a clear, definite decision backed by desire and belief. But you can't be vague, and you can't just think about it once. You must dwell in your vision daily, even if only for 5 minutes. You must feed your mind a steady diet of what you do want, not what you fear. Step 4, make it emotional. The vision board is only as powerful as the emotion behind it. When you look at your board, you shouldn't feel neutral. You should feel goosebumps, excitement, tears of gratitude, as if it's already real, as if you're remembering your future. That emotional charge is fuel. That's what programs your brain. That's what tells your nervous system, this is not a fantasy. This is who I am. And that's when magic happens, because when your identity aligns with your vision, action becomes effortless. You don't have to force discipline. It flows. You don't have to fake confidence. You radiate it. You don't have to chase opportunities. They gravitate to you. You've heard the saying, seeing is believing, but the truth is, believing is seeing. Your vision board is a mirror of what you believe you're capable of, and when you raise your belief, your entire world rises with it. The spiritual shift. This isn't just about goals. It's about energy, alignment, identity, because when you look at your vision board, you're not just visualizing a better life, you're stepping into the frequency of that life. You're becoming the version of you that already lives it. You're not chasing your dream, you're collapsing the timeline between where you are and where you're meant to be, and that's when the world begins to reflect your internal shift. People start treating you differently. You carry yourself with different posture, different tone, different energy, because your subconscious no longer sees that dream as someday. It sees it as now. And so your reality begins to follow. You don't get what you want, you get what you believe you are. So the question is, what do you believe? Now that your vision lives in your mind, now that your blueprint stares back at you every morning and whispers, this is who you are becoming. It's time to bring that vision to life. Because even the clearest picture, if left untouched, will fade. Visualization without execution is hallucination. So how do we turn the dream into movement? How do we take the masterpiece in your mind and sculpt it into something tangible, step by step? You begin with aligned action, not just movement for the sake of productivity, but action that flows from purpose. This is where so many fail. They visualize a powerful future, but they never break it down. They keep the dream in the sky instead of building the staircase that leads to it. But you're going to do it differently. Step 1, reverse engineer your vision. Start with the end in mind. Look at your vision board, and instead of asking, will this happen, ask, what would the version of me who lives this life do today? If your dream is to run your own business, ask, what would the CEO version of me learn today? What would they prioritize? What fears would they face instead of avoid? If your dream is radiant health, how would the strongest version of me eat, train, sleep? What thoughts would they refuse to entertain? What habits would they fiercely protect? You must begin living as if it's already true, as if your future self is reaching back in time and handing you a map. That map is called intention. Every step matters. Every small action stacks. Every decision is either a vote for your vision or against it. Step 2, break it down relentlessly. Big dreams don't need big leaps. They need daily, consistent steps, executed with clarity and commitment. So take that vision and break it down into milestones, quarterly, monthly goals, micro habits, daily behaviors, keystone tasks, the few things that move the needle most. Let's say your vision is financial freedom. Instead of just thinking, I want to be wealthy, make it practical. Open a new savings or investment account this week. Read 10 pages of a financial mindset book daily. Start that side hustle and commit to 30 minutes every morning. Track your spending and reallocate what no longer aligns. Success doesn't arrive in one moment. It accumulates through patterns. And the beauty of it, these patterns begin to rewire your brain. Every time you take aligned action, you're strengthening a new identity, the person who lives their vision instead of just dreaming it. Step 3, use visualization to rehearse the steps. Here's a powerful twist most people miss. Don't just visualize the end goal. Visualize yourself taking the steps. See yourself waking up early, full of energy. See yourself walking confidently into the meeting. See yourself hitting publish on your first offer. See yourself lifting the weights, showing up to the run, speaking the affirmation. The more you mentally rehearse the process, the easier it becomes to act in real life, because your brain doesn't know the difference between visual repetition and physical practice. This is how you eliminate resistance. This is how you make action feel familiar, instead of foreign and scary. Hill wrote that the subconscious mind will translate into reality a thought driven by faith. But that faith is built through evidence, and evidence is built through repetition. Step 4, affirm your identity daily. Visualization begins the creation, but affirmation seals the identity. Every morning and every night, repeat the truths that anchor your becoming. Speak them, feel them, let them imprint you. Say, I am disciplined, focused, and consistent. I act boldly and trust my vision. I am worthy of wealth, health, and love. I move with certainty because my future is already mine. These are not motivational phrases. These are identity codes. And the more you declare them, the more your nervous system begins to believe, this is who I am now. The voice of doubt may whisper, but your voice must shout louder. You're not repeating lies. You're repeating the future until your body catches up. Step 5, measure progress, not perfection. Don't fall into the trap of waiting for big wins to feel accomplished. Every day you show up, every time you honor your vision with action, you're winning. Track your consistency. Celebrate effort over outcome. Document the small victories because they compound faster than you think. Momentum is magnetic, and progress, no matter how small, is proof that your vision is unfolding. What you track, you transform, and what you celebrate, you repeat. The ritual of becoming. Let's summarize what this looks like in your life. Each morning you wake and reconnect with your vision. You look at your board, you rehearse the feeling, you visualize one key action, you speak your affirmations. Then you move aligned, bold, intentional. At night you reflect. What did I do today that honored my future? What will I do tomorrow to take it further? This is not about doing everything. It's about doing the right things, consistently, faithfully, energetically aligned. You are not chasing success. You are becoming the person success cannot ignore. And when you do this, life begins to echo back the truth of who you are. Not all at once, but undeniably. You've crafted the vision, you've set the intention, you've begun to move, but now it's time to face what truly determines whether your vision will manifest or fade, your belief system. Because here's the truth, you will never outgrow the boundaries of your own belief. Napoleon Hill. Every limitation you think you have, every dream you haven't reached, every opportunity you've ignored, it all traces back to belief. Not just what you say you believe, but what you actually believe, silently, internally, automatically. And here's the brutal part. Most of those beliefs weren't even chosen by you. They were given to you by parents, teachers, systems, society. Beliefs about money, beliefs about success, beliefs about worth, about effort, about what's realistic. You inherited limitations you never questioned and then made decisions based on them. But the moment you become aware, you reclaim the power to rewrite them. And that is the real work. The silent saboteur. Let's imagine this. You've created a beautiful vision, you're taking bold action, but deep down, you carry a belief like, I'm not good enough. Success is for other people. If I shine too much, I'll lose love. If I try and fail, I'll prove I was never worthy. You may not say these out loud, but they play in the background like a haunting soundtrack. And here's what happens. You unconsciously sabotage your progress. You delay, you doubt, you retreat. Not because the vision is wrong, but because your beliefs are still tied to an outdated identity. This is the inner war Hill warned about. He called it the battle between faith and fear. He wrote, faith is the only known antidote for failure. But that faith must be built deliberately. Step 1. Expose the limiting beliefs. Start by shining a light on what's been hidden. Ask yourself, what stories have I been telling myself about success? What do I fear will happen if I actually get what I want? Whose voice lives inside my head when I think I can't? These questions are not surface level. They dig to the core of why so many powerful people play small. Because somewhere along the way, you decided it was safer to shrink than to rise. And you've lived inside that decision ever since. But you are not that version anymore. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are not the false beliefs that were handed to you before you even knew how to choose. You are the architect of new belief. Step 2. Replace the script. Once exposed, the old belief must be replaced, not ignored, replaced. Your subconscious mind doesn't understand stop. It only responds to replacement. So if the old script was, I'm not good enough, you rewrite it as, I am more than enough. I am worthy of the life I desire now. If the old belief was, money is hard to earn, replace it with, money flows to me easily because I provide immense value to the world. And here's the key, emotion plus repetition. You don't say it once, you say it daily, loudly, passionately, until it feels more real than the old one ever did. Napoleon Hill taught that autosuggestion, the repeated instruction to the subconscious mind, was the cornerstone of achievement. This is where that theory becomes practice. Your affirmations are not fluff. They're neurological commands. They're seeds of faith, and you water them every single time you speak your truth, even when your voice trembles. Step 3. Act in agreement with a new belief. Words are powerful, but action makes them real. Once you affirm the new belief, you must take action that aligns with it, even if it's uncomfortable. If you believe you are confident, you speak up in the meeting. If you believe you are worthy of abundance, you raise your standards. If you believe you are destined for greatness, you stop tolerating environments that keep you small. Belief is not just a feeling, it is a decision. And every time you take bold action, that belief gets reinforced in your nervous system. Your brain says, "Oh, we're actually doing this now." And the identity shift begins. Step 4, build evidence every day. Your mind loves patterns. It seeks confirmation. So your job is to build evidence of the new belief, even in the smallest ways. You made the call, that's evidence. You spoke your truth, evidence. You followed through on your vision, even when no one clapped, evidence. Write it down, document the wins, create a belief journal, and record proof every day that you are becoming the person you've declared. This is how belief becomes unshakable, because it's no longer theoretical, it's embodied. You don't just believe it, you've lived it, and no one can take that from you. Step 5, eliminate environments of doubt. Even the strongest belief can be poisoned by toxic environments. Pay attention to the people, content, and spaces you surround yourself with. Who reinforces your vision? Who reflects your worth back to you? Who doubts you, minimizes you, or subtly encourages you to shrink? You owe no one an explanation for outgrowing what no longer fits. This is your life, your calling, your vision, and belief flourishes in fertile soil. If your current environment feels like sandpaper against your soul, it's time to plant yourself somewhere new. The sacred power within. What you believe becomes what you receive. The world is not keeping score of what you deserve. It is responding to the vibration of what you truly believe. Hill wrote, "There are no limitations to the mind except those we acknowledge." So stop acknowledging them. Stop giving power to false stories. Stop living a version of life that your soul knows isn't yours. This moment, right now, is your permission slip to believe differently, to believe higher, to believe deeper, to believe so fiercely that the universe has no choice but to rearrange itself around your new truth. You are not here to survive. You are here to create, to lead, to radiate, and it all begins with belief. You've unlocked the vision. You've begun to move with intention. You've rewritten the story of who you are. But here's the final truth. Growth is not a single act, it's a way of life. Transformation is not an event you attend. It is a daily decision to rise. And now that you've begun to live as the person you were always meant to be, you must learn to protect that identity. Because your old life will try to call you back. Comfort will whisper. Distractions will scream. People from your past will look at your elevation and feel uncomfortable, confused, even threatened. And if you're not grounded in ritual, if your mindset isn't protected like sacred territory, you'll slowly begin to slip. Not because you're weak, but because that's how the mind works. It seeks the familiar. It craves homeostasis. So your job now is to make the new you feel like home. Step 1, build morning power rituals. Your day doesn't begin when you wake up. It begins the night before with your intention. When your feet hit the floor in the morning, you are not just waking up, you are stepping into creation mode. So build a ritual that reminds you of who you are before the world tries to tell you otherwise. Here's what a power ritual looks like. Silence. Begin with stillness. Before you scroll, before you speak, listen. This is when your intuition is loudest. This is when divine alignment whispers. Visualization. Reconnect to your vision board or mental image. Feel it again. Charge it with fresh emotion. Affirmation. Speak your truth, not as a wish, but as a declaration. Repeat the beliefs that shape your identity. Movement. Whether it's a walk, a stretch, a workout, move your body. Let your physiology match your energy. Shift your state intentionally. Creation. Start your day by giving to your dream, even if it's 15 minutes. Create, write, build, message, plan, act in alignment before you react to the world. Your morning ritual is not for motivation, it's for calibration. It sets your frequency. It trains your mind to remember your truth before the noise begins. Step 2. Anchor evening reflection. You don't just build the new you in the morning, you seal it at night. Every evening, take a moment to look back and ask, did I live in alignment with my vision today? What did I do that made my future self proud? What resistance did I face and how did I respond? What lesson did I learn that strengthens me tomorrow? This is not about guilt, it's about awareness. You're not chasing perfection, you're chasing alignment. And the more you reflect, the faster you adjust. The faster you adjust, the faster you evolve. Write it down, document it, keep a becoming journal. Watch how the entries change over time. Watch how you speak about yourself with more power. Watch how you begin to admire the person staring back at you. This is how you keep your transformation alive, by giving it your attention. Because whatever you neglect begins to fade. Step 3. Protect your mental environment. Your mind is a garden, and the conversations, content, and thoughts you engage with, they are the seeds. So ask yourself, what am I feeding my mind every day? Who am I listening to more, my vision or my fear? Are the people around me reinforcing my belief or weakening it? Unfollow the voices that cause confusion. Silence the opinions that keep you small. Distance yourself from environments that drain your spirit. And seek out alignment. Books that light you up, videos that rewire your self-image, voices that call you higher, circles that speak your future as if it's already here. You are not fragile, but you are in formation. And during formation, you must be intentional with your inputs. Hill knew this well. He spoke often of the mastermind group, a select few who elevate your vibration, sharpen your thinking, and remind you of your power. If you don't have that tribe yet, create it, even virtually. Your environment is either upgrading you or undoing you. Choose wisely. Step 4, normalize greatness. This part is subtle but critical. You must stop seeing your dream life as a miracle and start seeing it as normal. Because if you continue to place your future on a pedestal, your subconscious will treat it like it's out of reach. So what do? Stop romanticizing struggle. Stop glamorizing being stuck. Stop calling your dream impossible and start calling it inevitable. Talk about your goals like they're already yours. Make your next level feel familiar. Normalize wealth, freedom, confidence, joy, peace. Because what you normalize, you magnetize. You don't chase alignment, you become it, and the world responds. Step 5, embody before you arrive. Here is one of the most powerful truths on this entire journey. You don't wait until you become successful to act like a success. You act like one now, and success finds you. Napoleon Hill paraphrased. This is identity-based manifestation. It means you walk, speak, move, and decide as the version of you who's already living the life you've envisioned. How does that version of you spend their time? What do they say yes to? What do they no longer tolerate? How do they carry themselves in rooms where doubt used to live? You don't need the result to act in alignment. You need the belief. And once that belief becomes your baseline, life becomes a mirror, reflecting back everything you've already accepted as true. The frequency of fulfillment. You are not becoming something new. You are returning to who you were before the world told you to be someone else. And as you live this out, through vision, through action, through identity, understand one thing. You are creating a reality that is so aligned, so undeniable, so vibrationally strong that the world has no choice but to respond, not by force, but by frequency. You don't have to push when you are pulled by vision. You don't have to chase when you embody what you desire. You don't have to seek approval when you've already accepted yourself. This is mastery, and you're already living it. Take a deep breath, because if you've made it this far, if your heart is beating faster, if your mind is still echoing with visions of the life you know you're meant to live, then something inside you has already changed. Not shifted, not improved, evolved. You are no longer who you were when you press play. And the person you're becoming, they're not a fantasy. They're not out there. They're in you, here, now. You've remembered your power. You've reactivated the truth you always knew deep down. You are the master of your destiny. You can influence, direct, and control your own environment. You can make your life what you want it to be. Napoleon Hill. Let those words soak into your soul, because they're not motivation. They're permission. Permission to rise. Permission to believe. Permission to burn the old script and write a new one with fire in your bones. You are the creator. You are no longer a passenger. You are not waiting for a sign. You are the sign. This journey has shown you that visualization isn't magic. It's alignment. It's remembering that you were never meant to beg the world for scraps. You were born to design the life you want and walk in it before the evidence appears. Because now you know that your thoughts are the architects of your world, that your emotions are the fuel of manifestation, that your beliefs are the gatekeepers of possibility, that your actions are the proof of your becoming. You are no longer hoping, you are embodying. You've moved from someday to now, and now you walk. Walk like you're already there. The journey doesn't end here. It begins now with your next decision. How will you carry yourself in this next chapter? Because if your vision is wealth, walk like someone who knows the world will pay for their value. If your vision is freedom, speak like someone who knows their voice breaks chains. If your vision is purpose, move like someone who burns with clarity and cannot be distracted. Every room you walk into, bring your future self with you. Let their confidence shape your posture. Let their focus sharpen your choices. Let their discipline dictate your habits. Not next year, not after the breakthrough, now. Because success isn't something you achieve, it's something you become. And you are already becoming. Let go of the old. To step into the new, you must release the old. And that includes parts of yourself. The version of you that stayed silent to keep others comfortable. The version of you that feared success because it meant change. The version of you that waited for permission instead of granting it. Bless them and let them go. You don't need them anymore. They were there to protect you before you remembered who you are. But now they're just weights tied to wings that are ready to fly. So say it aloud. I release the version of me that no longer aligns with where I'm going. And say this too. I step fully into the version of me that creates, believes, acts, and receives in alignment with my highest destiny. Share the flame. As you rise, you become a lighthouse, because this isn't just about your success. It's about the souls who are watching silently, hoping it's real, hoping someone like them can rise too. When they see your courage, they'll believe in their own. When they see your shift, they'll begin theirs. So be bold, be visible, be honest about the journey. Not perfect, authentic. Your story matters. Your voice matters. Your becoming matters. Hill called it definiteness of purpose, but you're living that purpose out loud, and that echo will ripple through generations. A final reminder before we close, remember this. Your mind is your workshop. Your imagination is your factory. Your belief is your foundation. Your daily action is your builder. And your results, they are the natural consequence of your alignment. This isn't a secret. It's not a privilege for the few. It's a practice, a decision, a law. And now you hold the keys. So don't stop here. Wake up tomorrow and re-choose your vision. Speak it, feel it, move in it. Let your life become a living visualization, a walking manifestation, a breathing reminder that purpose, faith, and action, when aligned, can turn any dream into reality. Now what? If this message spoke to your soul, you know what to do. Subscribe to this channel, because your journey is just beginning, and this space is your home for alignment, elevation, and creation. Share this video with someone you love, someone who's forgotten their power, someone who needs to remember. And in the comments, declare it. I am ready. I choose the vision. I become it now. Because your words aren't just affirmations, they're creation codes. They're how mountains move. They're how destiny is shaped. This isn't just a video. This is the moment your life changed. Now go, live the vision, and never, ever forget you were the creator all along.